Hello, this is the Sprint 2 update for Team Pfefferkuchen. We had a pretty good sprint. I think we made a lot of headway getting the memoranda software looking like an actual gym scheduler, which was our chosen topic. Here's our burn down. And we ran a little high all sprint. I think a part of it, not all of it. I mean, I'm sure some of it was just not working as consistently as we could, but I think overall we worked pretty consistently. But I think a piece of this was also that we had a lot of extra tasks that were not development related. We had tasks for testing and for code reviews and for merge tasks for the Git master, just to kind of keep track of all of that so we're not losing our heads trying to remember where we're at on each task, and it just helps keep organizing as well as helps split up the workload. So I think that was a big part of it. But at any rate, let's dive into the software itself. So we'll go ahead and run our software. You'll see our splash screen come up. This was done last sprint, or sprint 1. There it kind of popped up quick. So the first piece I'll show you is the login piece that Joel had kind of worked on in sprint 1, and he finished up in sprint 2, added some roles functionality, which I'll show you now. So if I log in as the administrator, you can see I have full access to everything. And you can see in the top left that I'm logged in as the admin with the role admin. So the role is in all caps. If I log back out, I will log in as the owner. And you can see now I'm logged in as Joel Winfrey, which is the role type owner. So you can see that in all caps as well. We'll show one more quick one real quick. If I log in as a student, you can see I'm logged in as Luke Skywalker of role type student. You can actually see here we're missing the students tab, so this was kind of like the first step in just having a different UI display with different access levels based on that role type. So this is kind of like the actual first delta you'll see, or the first change between roles. So we're going to go ahead and log back out. And again, that was Joel that did that piece. We'll log back in as the administrator, and I'll show you what Charles did. He continued the work that he had done with the graphic design, and he updated the logo. You can see in the top left is no longer that memoranda logo, as well as the word site plan instead of memoranda. And he also got the program taskbar updated as well. So he kind of completed the work that he had been doing with the graphic design and kind of transforming that initial look of the software. If we start at the top, the admin tab, this was the piece I did. So basically what this was is we expanded the calendar, like literally expanded the size to take up the full screen versus having this little calendar. It was kind of decoupled it from these other tabs that had this smaller calendar. And it's just a larger calendar that has a read-only display of classes coming up for any given day. And you can see that you can navigate. There's buttons to the top left where you can go backwards by month, top right where you can go forward by month, and then where you can go to today's date. That was work that I completed. The classes tab was done by Jordan. So here's where we actually can create new classes. So if I were to create a new karate class, say it's at 6 p.m. by trainer 4, and we'll say it's every Wednesday night. I'll just say it's every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. So I've created that class. You can see it shows up in the table here. So at 6 p.m. by trainer 4, it's a public class, public karate class. And you can actually see if I go back to the agenda calendar that it's here. And you can actually see the karate classes showing up every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. The next piece was the trainers piece. Actually, we'll just go down the list, was the students piece. The students piece was done by Mark. So this is where we're going to actually set up and enroll students. So if I click the new button, so if we had a new student, John Bell, registered today, you see we have the option to select his registration date. So let's just leave that today. That's fine. Okay. And say he's a green belt, and now we've got a student entered into the system. Also, this was repurposing, I believe, I don't remember. It was repurposing one of the other tabs that was initially there. Like I want to say it was the to-do list, maybe. But at any rate, that was done by Mark. And then our last but not least is the trainers piece, which was done by Hart. So this is where we can actually create and enter in new trainers. So we would add the trainer, and the registration date. And then, so we have the belt rank. So if this person is a black belt, and they're qualified to train up to green, and then it will add it into the row. So there's not, as you notice, we haven't quite gotten all the back-end work done. A lot of this was UI work, so you can, as you saw, the trainer is not like listed in the drop-down yet for classes and things like that. We were really just getting a lot of these UI pieces transformed into gym scheduler software. So I think we have a really good start. I think next sprint we're going to try to focus on tidying up a lot of what we've done, maybe get some of these back-end connectivity working between the tabs. I think overall we're doing a good job, and thanks so much for listening.